September. That's what, 4 or 5 months sentence. Now look, he has no jail time coming.
After serving a few months of his 5-year prison sentence for the death of Elijah McClain, on Friday, a judge decided that Peter Kachuniak won't spend another day behind bars.
He got sentenced in March. Hell, this is September. That's what, 4 or 5 months later. Give us a break.
Alvertus Simmons, an Aurora civil rights activist, says it feels like justice has been revoked.
It might not meet public expectations, but it actually comes as no surprise to me. The same statute that requires a 5-year minimum mandatory sentence for second-degree assault has a bit of an escape clause for the court.
McClain's mother, Shanine, wasn't surprised either. In a statement to 9 News, she said she expected leniency.
We don't stand a chance because, as you can see, history shows that we don't stand a chance as black people.
This kind of reconsideration under the mandatory crime statute is not statistically common, but it does happen, and it's built into the very statute that Kachuniak was sentenced under.
Prosecutors said this type of modification has only been used 22 times since the law was passed 50 years ago, arguing that lowering his sentence would undermine the jury's verdict.
You get a verdict in support of black people, then you take it away. We have no faith in the criminal justice system, none.
Kachuniak's sentence was reduced to 4 years of probation, the defense pointing to his lack of criminal history and strong community ties.
Hey, call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, all praise, honor, and glory given to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone, men who have labored and suffered in this truth for over 30 years, making their lives and their bodies a living sacrifice. Also, Shalom goes out to the bishops, the elders, the heads of camps of Great Millstone by and large, and last but not least, the hopeful elect, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, that innumerable number which consists of men, women, and children, in that order, which have come back to the obedience of the scriptures, as well as calling the names Yahweh Shai, to you all, Shalom. And he made a statement down the end. I've been following this Elijah McClain deal, and that guy there was a paramedic that stuck him with some illegal substances that ultimately took Elijah's life, what I'm talking about? And he ultimately had got 5 years, And normally when you be convicted of like manslaughter, something of that nature, to that degree, 5 years, like the cop in Dallas, Texas, entered into the wrong apartment, that woman, and shot and killed that Jake, eating ice cream on his own couch. She was released after 18 months. Same should, was expected, at least I was expecting, for this so-called white man, after 18 months. But it's been barely, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 8 months. It's been 8 months. But hey, this isn't going to be long at all. I just want to bring out one precept, and I'm going to close this out. Lord willing, it'll be edifying. This is Isaiah, the 30th chapter, and it'll never go old, at least not in this lifetime, this particular lifetime. As long as we have a 2/3 of the nation of Israel who actually believe and have faith in the system that has been established by the oppressor, then this will never be old. It's always going to apply. This is Isaiah 30 and 1, and it reads, "Woe to the rebellious children, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin." You believe in the system of things. You understand? This wicked-ass institute called religion, Christian sanity, and all these other different strange doctrines that have been pushed upon you. You're thoroughly confused. So through your actions, you show that you really don't have faith in even the religious institutions that you claim to be a part of. You understand? Because your faith is in the system and not in the power in which you claim you serve. The proof is in the pudding. Verse 2, and it reads, "That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. He made a comment that they don't trust the criminal justice system any longer. Verse 3, and it reads, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Now you're confused. But these things have happened to you, especially you so-called blacks. You know, the so-called Mexican and the North American Indians as well. These things have happened to you time and time and time again. And you have excused it time and time again. Oh, that happened to them. You know, you had that Lil Wayne spirit, you know, that rapper out of New Orleans. You know, this man give you a gift, you know, you totally destroyed in your mind because you think that you're going to X out that gift that he been giving you, a job or whatever it may be. So you just convince yourselves that these things, you know what I'm saying, them black folks had it coming. But guess what? Your time is coming as well. Again, verse 3, it says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Now you're confused, thoroughly confused.
Civil rights activist says it feels like justice has been revoked.
It might not meet public expectations, but it actually comes as no surprise to me. The same statute that...
Now listen to this lawyer. It comes as no surprise to him because there's loopholes. His doctrine is made up in such a way whereas if they get caught up in the net, there's escape routes for them. You understand? There's escape routes for them. Real quick, another scripture. This is real quick. I need the one. This is Zephaniah 11:5, and it reads. It says, "Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty." See that? Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. This goes into those loopholes in the laws, into those laws that they frame through mischief, you know, because the laws are set up to entrap you, you know, to ensnare you, you know. That scripture go real quick, Slakia. Like a bird caught in an untimely net. Proverbs 1:17. It reads, it says, Google the scripture where it says, like a bird caught in an untimely net, a fish caught in a net, so shall the evil way trap you. That scripture where it says, Google the scripture where it says that a net is cast for the evil times.
According to Bible.com, Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 12 English Standard Version.
Again, just like that lawyer was saying, this came as no surprise to him because, see, they done already thought through the mischievousness of the laws, you know, the craftiness of the laws. But in actuality, it's set to catch you in it and to free them, you know, through loopholes and whatnot that you are not given those remedies, you know. This is Ecclesiastes 9:12. For a man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. You know, Jake gonna get pulled over tonight. You know, he gonna be involved in an accident or something, And every facet of this man's society is going to be a tool used to bring about your demise. Even the MMP, the ambulance drivers are coming to put you to death. You know what I'm saying? Like it says, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them. So, just like that lawyer was saying, this is nothing new. They know these things, you know what I'm talking about? And then you have Jake on the other end. Let's go back to it real quick.
But it actually comes as no surprise to me. The same statute that requires a 5-year minimum mandatory sentence for second-degree assault has a bit of an escape clause for the court.
McLean's mother.
An escape clause. Has a little bit of an escape clause. And he said it with such assurance in what he was saying. Very confident in what he was saying. You could tell by his facial expression. He's a man that practiced law here in Babylon, so he knows the ins and outs. You, on the other hand, your only escape route is what? The Lord. What he said, you rebellious children, you put your trust in Egypt. You've not consulted the Lord. You've not listened to his voice by way of his prophets, the men that he has set up to bring forth the gospel, the true gospel. You trust in this.
Janine wasn't surprised either. In a statement to 9 News, she said she expected leniency.
We don't stand a chance because, as you can see, history shows
See him? He putting him to death right as we speak.
that we don't stand a chance as black people.
This kind of reconsideration under the mandatory crime statute is not statistically common, but it does happen, and it's built into the very statute.
It's built into that law, so that you'll have results like this. You'll see a guilty so-called white boy go free after serving 5, 6, 8 months on a manslaughter, second-degree assault, second-degree murder. You, on the other hand, you get caught goddamn lifting a 65-cent Snicker bar. You're going to get 65 years. You're going to get every year for every cent that bar was worth.
Kucinich was sentenced under.
Prosecutors said this type of modification has only been used 22 times since the law was passed 50 years ago, arguing that lowering his sentence would undermine the jury's verdict.
You get a verdict in support of black people, then you take it away. We have no faith in the criminal justice system.
No faith in the criminal justice system. None, huh? No faith in the criminal justice system. None. Let's go real quick. We close it out. Lord, witness be edified. Feed the lambs of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shout of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shout of Egypt your confusion. And Jake confused now. You gave a verdict in favor of black folks, and then you turn around and took it from us. I'm confused. I'm not even going to trust it anymore, no more. That's all prophecy. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to close out by giving infinite honor, praise, and glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone. With that, shalom.